let's get normal.
Hello everyone, welcome to Wednesday evening. I'm the streamer Sean Morley. You have entered my stream. I hope you are well. I'm muted, am I? I am muted. My microphone's not even plugged in. hold. Why is that not? Why is that not even plugged in? It must be this way, I think. So that goes across here to here, and then that to there. That there. There's hello. Am I here? Oh, my life. Hello, everyone. My microphone connects to my PC via USB-C, which is fine. That's perfectly normal, but it has a... I find that the USB-Cs don't grip like the big USB, like the big chunky USB rectangles. And I'm not complaining, and I'm not saying the world has to be different, but it sometimes comes out when I'm around the back of the PC. Hello, everyone. I'm here. I'm back. I'm frazzled, by the way. I have a mild but very perceptible Vimto headache. I went on a long walk in the rain and the ice yesterday because I thought I really wanted some Vimto. And do you know what? I was wrong. I don't want a Vimto. I don't think I've ever wanted a Vimto. I don't think I've ever really wanted a Vimto. I like the idea of Vimto, but the USB-A, did we ever have a USB-B? I'm just extrapolating that one could have existed, but I don't remember one in my lifetime. Don't say that. Why not? Robinson's better than Vimto? Yeah, but the Vimto's really dark. The Vimto gets really dark. The USB-B is the square one. Let me look this up. Hang on. USB Type B. Oh, Hang on. All the USB types. See if someone give me like a graph or something. Oh God, there's loads. Oh God, no, USB-B is like a square, or it's like a square with it's like a little house. It's like a square, but then a bit of a diagonal on it. Then there was mini B, then there was micro B, and there's lightning. No, the A's are the big chonkers. That's what I was thinking of. God, has anyone got any USB micro Bs? I've got one for a 1 terabyte hard drive that I bought for video editing. Okay, I'm here. I'm going to be more frazzled than usual, and I know I'm not always completely on point. In fact, let's just put a bit of burger in just to kind of lighten the mood. Because I have been in the mines to try and bring you the latest and greatest, most up-to-date version of normal game. And I can't guarantee it's going to work. I have shook out loads of bugs, server issues, and comms issues, basically all day long, to just try and ensure that it's not going to topple over in an obvious way. I think my guarantee is that it will be something that maybe I couldn't have figured out without the stress test of 24 people joining the server at once. So, with that in mind, we should get some normal game up and running. Let's go one step at a time. Let me bring up the show screen. This is what it now looks like. That was the old version. Here's the new version. And I'm just going to put into as the stream command. Hi, let's playtest Sean Morley's normal game. To play, go to www.seanmore.com/play. So if you do want to play, go to www.seanmore.com/play. What I recommend is that you put this stream here on your big telly, and then you play it on your phone. That's like the ideal conditions. Okay, we have Josie Russell is in, Lady Beans is in, Grugra is in, Permafrost is in. I think so far that's it. So here's where you might hit your, what if you don't have a big telly? Whatever's your big telly. Big telly is subjective. Big telly is relative to the screens that you have. If the biggest screen you have is the microwave, that's the big telly. So you can look at your food cook and then you could do Candy Crush on your phone. We have Josie Russell, Lady Beans, Grugra, Permafrost, FMC, Big Papa Pia, Oracle of Truth, King of Time. People are in. Now, you don't all have to join at the start. SV is in. Is that Sav? I split the screen on my monitor. Left side, your beautiful stream. On the right one, the beautiful game. That's actually very smart. When in Lenin is in. You've used capitalizations. That's good. The third Josie is in. Crowbum is in. Baldy is in. Now, you don't lose anything if you don't join at the start. People can join whenever. Just makes sense to load people in first. Should you use your phone? It's really up to you what's comfortable. It's meant to be optimized that it's convenient for phones. Carrot Knees has joined. Lambda Girl has joined. Do we have to look at the game itself on the stream? You could probably get by fine just listening and playing on your phone. But yes, it is sort of designed that this screen you're expected to see and another screen that you play on are expected to see. Or it could be tabs on a monitor. You don't really need to see both things at the exact same time, because it's not possible to look at two things at once. Oracle has joined. The person who connected first should get a point. That would go to Josie Russell. Do we all agree? My name is actually example name. Will that confuse things? No, that's not the name I've been using for testing. Okay, we've got two for yes, one for no, 3 for yes. All right, I'll give Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if this works then. All right, first little test of the evening. Let's see who's currently playing. Here are our current players. And if I allow myself to interact with this screen, I can click a thing that lets me adjust everyone's points manually. What's the tally at now? It's Popper's suggestion, so that's one for yes, then a yes, then a no, then a yes, then a yes. Only 2 no's, many yeses. Guess I should get into the swing of using this like it's so I'll give 1 point to Josie for connecting first, and then if we just show scores normally, Josie Russell is in the lead. Thank you to all the yeses in there, all the people who yesed. We also have some nice fancy buttons now, so if I click that, it will scroll all the way down and see everyone we have, so that when we have lots of answers, we can look up and down quite neatly. People who said no are strategic and competitive. I don't know. I think actually the early point giveaway is the greatest strategy. I can click refresh again and see if anyone else has joined that wasn't here before. And now that I've refreshed that, is there actually anyone? No, I think we've had no new joiners. Okay, with that in mind, I think they're just needlessly contrarian. Some people do it for a reason, but I can think of a few that do it for no reason at all. You should take a point from one of the yeses. No, I'm not gonna dock points. No one's going to minus points. All right, let's start with our first round. This round is called Question Master. You'll remember it from the previous playtests, and hopefully it just works like before. In Question Master, there are 2 separate elements to it. The first round is that you're all going to be asked to come up with a question. You're also going to be given a percentage. Your aim is to write a question that percentage of the current players are capable of getting right. Then later on, that question will be asked, and if the amount of people who get it right is the same as your target, as your goal, you get a bunch of points. Will I be disadvantaged if I'm also reading a long essay, a Polish animation, and cooking a full English breakfast while playing this game? No, I think the high octane element will help you fire on more cylinders than if you gave it your full attention. So that is the concept. The thing, so there's 2 things I'm interested in whether it works. One is, do the ideas for games work? But more pressingly, and possibly sitting on top of it, or underneath it foundationally, is, will the tech work? So here we go. Question Master, question solicitation begins now. So in this round, you are challenged to write a question for everyone else to answer. You will be shown a percentage between 10 and 90%. That is your target for how many of your fellow players should be able to answer your question correctly. You will score points based on how closely your actual number of correct answers matches your target. You can provide more than one correct answer. You should be able to see on your phones in front of you. You can add more than one. Anyone who's answering it only needs to give one of your correct answers for that to count. Yeah, I think that's everything. Hello, Albrock. Feel free to load on in. How many people are playing? I can't actually tell that from this screen. I'll tell you what else I don't know. Okay, so we have our first answer in. I can't actually scroll this. I think the button is too high for me to click. Yeah, all right, that's a mistake. Is there a way? Is there a way that I can let myself? No, okay. What if I were to make it really tall, like 4,000 height tall? Then maybe I could control it. Let's make it 2,000. And then I can probably scroll it, right? No, I could probably... Let's move it? No, that doesn't work either. It's meant to show who's playing, but I can't scroll it. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. How? Oh, go to www.seanmall.com/play and you should be able to join. Okay, we have answers in from Josie Russell, Lady Beans, Funky Mr. Chicken, King of Time, Permafrost, Carrot Knees, and Oracle. Welcome also Pizza Fiend, who recently signed up. Oh, that's a shame. Whatever, I need to learn how to do something that lets me scroll when it's a source on here. Although I did say, I set the height to like 3,000. That just doesn't... Oh, I'm changing it on the chat box because I'm a lunatic. I was changing it on the wrong thing. Yeah, there we go. Height to 3,000, please. Yes, wonderful, beautiful. Exactly what I wanted. So now we can... No, we can't. We can't. I have to do it manually. But now we can see who's submitted and who hasn't. So we're waiting on questions from When in Lenin, Lambda Girl, Pizza Fiend, and Grugro. My question disappeared after submitting. Yeah. If you actually refresh, you can see what question you sent. But at the moment... it doesn't immediately show you a question. Do you know what? I'm going to add, you know, I'm going to open up my my planning document for this and make a heading, Things Learned from Playtest 1. Can't scroll easily in OBS. To show people their answer when they submit it, so they're not confused. So if your submit button has gone grey, and if you're in any doubt, refresh, because if your answer has gone to the server, it should make it clear that you can't submit again. We still see the answer, but not the question. That's fine, I suppose, because you've... I don't know. Something's hit the server, though. We now have questions from everyone. So let's end that. And now we have all your questions. Anyone on desktop also had to zoom out of the web page so you can see everything. Oh. Maybe you were zoomed in. What was your zoom level before? Yeah, let me check I understand. You see the answer, but not the question. Oh, I see. When you're told that you have submitted a question and answer pair, it doesn't show you both of those things. It only gives you the correct answer for the question. Have I understood you right there, Albrock? That's not something that I noticed, but there's lots of moving parts. Yes, round ended is correct. We have all of your questions, so I've ended the round. Yeah, okay. Let me put that in more detail then. Things learned from playtest. During Question Master, getting questions. Players can't see their question and answer directly after submitting. In general, ensure players can see their answer or question submissions directly after submitting. Good. Okay. Yeah, I think I understand what's happening, and I know how to solve it. It's on the docket. Right, that round has ended. So now we are going to play a round in which one of your questions is asked to everyone. If you get it correct, can we have a better name than Question Master? Feel free to suggest, not here, because I'm probably thinking about too many things to take that in. But there should be some kind of feedback back channel. But I just need errors and concerns rather than like improvements, you know? Okay, so now it should take one of the questions you've submitted and then give it to everyone else. That should be happening now. This line of ticks is a holdover. As soon as someone answers, then we will see the full thing. Okay, looks like it wasn't a difficult question for many people. Perhaps I should set this back to 1080 height. Okay, is that everyone? Albert, are you Pizza Fiend? Okay, so first we will see. Yeah, it's the same. The thing that I was doing on the back end was I've genericified a lot of things. So this issue will persist along everywhere. But that means when I fix it in one place, it will fix everywhere. Okay. Here is what everyone has answered. It's mostly Cairo. It should show when showing player answers, why not also show the question? Because I don't know what the question is. It will do in the next screen. I just thought it did here as well. Oh, hello, Pizza Fiend. You're a long-time lurker. Well, sorry for flushing you out. I thought you were Albert. So now we're going to evaluate the answers. Here are the answers and results for the question, what is the capital of Egypt set by Big Papa Peter? The correct answers are Cairo. So a couple of people got it wrong, probably on purpose, probably to try and throw off the winner. But remember, you do get points for getting it right as well. Okay, I'm not going to award any points for E or the pyramids. I think Cairo is clearly the intended correct answer there. I think I may have received an additional answer. Yes, by Sav. I'm sorry, Sav. I think your answer can't count now because I've already evaluated them. Best of luck. You cheated. What, you mean you looked it up or you answered at the wrong time? Now everyone's going to get their points. Oh no, this is evaluating Big Papa Peter. You were within 7.5% of your target, and that gets you 5 points. Congratulations. And here are the current scores. With the exception of Big Papa Peter... Oh, Big Papa Peter should have 5 points. That's not right. Big Papa Peter should have 5 points. Okay. The question master, question setter, is not receiving their points correctly. And that's why we have this. Big Papa Peter gets 5 points. Which puts you in the huge list of people in second place. Or it should have. 5 points apply. 5 points. I think I know what will be happening here. I can't add a number to null. It's not showing 0 for you, is it? It's showing null, meaning that when it tried to give you your points, there was probably a database error. So we'll do it the difficult way. Big Popper Peter has a null value for their points. I'm going to set that to 5. So it's coming through as a null value on the database. Okay, and then if I hit scores again, I fixed it the long way around by directly interfacing with the database. Okay, well, I'm prepared to do things like that. All of these things are going in a log and I'll fix them for next week. All right, next round. Sean, look at the pinned message. I can't on this restream thing. Sean, also percentage is fucked. What does that mean, Oracle? My target was different? Yeah? Then just stream normal then? What, you mean stop the stream and then... You mean for next stream? Okay, let's read what Big Popper had to say. I think my target was 48. Well, first thing, and it's beside the point, but a lot of people know the capital of Egypt, way more than that. Huh. Where did 98% come from? Okay. Question Master might be fucked then. Like that might render it unplayable. We'll see if that happens again. And then if it does, I mean, you should get no points then, Big Popper. Thanks for your honesty. No, I'll give you points. I'll let you keep your points. Also, it seems like the Question Master's percentage is being re-randomized at some point and doesn't match what the player was showing. That's a far more egregious problem. 87.5 was supposed to be the percentage target. Well, no, that's what 40. It sounds like 48 or whatever Big Popper got was supposed to be the percentage target. It was 95%, which is still more than the upper bound. Hang on, let's see what it says here. Yeah, that is above the upper bound. Where's that percentage come from? Let me look at this on strawmall.com/show screen. Where's that percentage come from? Let me click that again. I'm going to learn things. Okay, evaluate again. The percentage was sent by you. Target percentage. Here's the actual information. I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, I don't know. The site said 87.5 was the supposed percentage target. When, according to whom? Big Popper said... Hang on, I'm confused about what's being reported to me now. I thought Big Popper received on their phone 48. And then here it's saying 95. And what they got... Okay. I think... I don't understand where the problem's causing from, but at least I understand what has gone wrong. I'm going to try this one more time, and if it goes wrong, then we just don't do this round today, and next week I'll have it fixed. So let's check I haven't inordinately give Popper loads of points for that. No, something's completely wrong with that. Let me refix Popper having points. Popper gets 5. I think let's do something that will probably work, and we'll spin back around to this to give it another test. I think probably if this happened now, it will continue to happen. That's the end of that completely abortive round. But thank you for playing. Thanks for being here. All right. Let's go for an oldie but a goodie. Hansard Whack. In this round, you are challenged to come up with a search time that returns as few results as possible from Hansard, a written record of everything said in UK Parliament over the last 100 years. The player who gets the lowest number of hits will score the most points, but be warned, queries that return no hits will score nothing. Think well. Okay, we have our first answer in from Baldy. Did we get the score that BPB would have got? No, you just got the answer right, so you got 5 points. Anyone who said Cairo gets 5 points. It says more than one time. Oh, it probably should say more than none. Okay. The player instructions for Hansard Whack on their device says more than one time. It should probably say more than 0 times. This will be the most stressful and broken playtest of the bunch as well. We're starting at ground zero. I know I did some before, but then I completely reduxed how everything works in normal game. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying, Josie. Lambda's just pointed that out, and I've put that in as an error. You're aiming for 1, really. 1 is the best possible score. Okay, we have suggestions in. We have answers in from Lady Beans, Permafrost, King of Time, Baldy. We're just waiting on Grugra and Big Popper at the moment. And just the third Josie now. Very few, but at least once. I probably spent so long thinking about the shortest, the most succinct way of saying the smallest number but not 0 that I ended up probably completely garbling it. What's the situation if a player comes out of the site? I hope that it's handled extremely gracefully by the client and the server. You should be able to leave and come back, and it should be handled. One instance that can't be handled and probably shouldn't be is that if you leave, come back, and I've already shown all the answers and given all the points, and then you answer, you're not going to get any points then because the points have already been given out. But my hope is, and I think given what's already happened, there's no reason to trust that this is the case. My hope is that you can leave, come back, disconnect, reconnect, and still be part of the game and not miss anything. It's supposed to log you and identify you. And so if you log in with the same device, it should be like, I know who that is. Let's just get you back where you were. If you log in with a different device, it probably won't recognize you, but you could try putting in the same username and see if you could rejoin as yourself. But I don't recommend people switch device in the middle of. Okay, that is everyone's Hansard Wax in. Here are your answers. There's supposed to be a sound effect on this. I don't know if it's been coming through. We have... Oh, someone has... Oh, that shouldn't be able to happen. Someone has answered and it's overridden the... It's overridden... That's interesting. That's another thing. If anyone ever answers a question, it overrides what's happening on the show display to update the players who have answered table. This can override some important stuff. Okay, that's a fiddly one to think about. All right, I'm going to redisplay who's answered and what their answers are. No sound on my end either. Can't account for it. And then someone else answered again just now. Oh, you were hearing that? Oh, is that my typing sound? Okay, so Oracle's just answered. So whenever anyone answered, it will override this screen to update this. There's just so much that whenever I tested it, I found some bugs. And I think I did it until all the behaviors that I indulge in didn't produce bugs anymore. You answered second? Well, it might not be in order then. Someone here answered recently. Anyway, here's the list of answers. Okay, so we have bacon cob. Oh, this isn't showing from the top anymore, so I can't scroll. The button that lets me scroll down has been pushed off. Oh, brutal. What happens if I increase the height? Yeah, maybe that will help. Okay, we've got bacon cob at Woodheads, Scrag End, Cool Beans, I Was Lost and Alone in Tesco, and then a full stop. You're making life hard for yourself here. Group Sex, Cromulent, Snake Pass, Eki Thump, Meme, Insania, Funky Chicken, Sega, Gallbladder, Franco Manca, Aiming for Failure, Grumble Flick, and Hot Cream. Let's see how that translates into scores. Okay, lots of nothing, probably as you'd expect. Okay, Group Sex is our first scorer, then followed by Meme, Gallbladder, Sega, Snake Pass, Aiming for Failure, Franco Manca, Scrag End, Bacon Cob at Woodheads. Have you been saving some stuff up? Has anyone here been saving some stuff? 4 wax, Bacon Cob at Woodheads, Scrag End, Franco Manca, Aiming for Failure. Some people have been saving up. Scrag End I can somewhat believe. You literally told me to save it? Yeah, maybe I did. Snake Pass at 18. That's surprisingly less. That's surprisingly few, considering how many people die there. Sega. That's actually surprisingly a lot, considering how... Why would people talk about Sega? Gallbladder, that's fine. Meme, that kind of makes sense. Group Sex. Yeah, why not? Disregard all ones. I think I'm actually going to regard all the ones. 200 Group Sex. And let's check those scores have gone in. Yeah, that looks right. Baldy and Grugger. This all looks very plausible to me. Yeah, Big Popper scored a 9 after having a 5. This all makes sense. Looks right. Looks like it's working. Okay, those are the scores as they stand. You should also be able to see your scores on your own device as well. Okay, this next round is new. It's a lot like Hansard Whack, and the name for it, the title for it, came from Jambird just before I started the stream, and I think the title is absolutely sterling silver. Save it for AO3. Well, I'm glad you've said that, Lambda Girl. This next round is called the Shipping Forecast. And you have to submit something that appears the fewest times in Archive of Our Own. Archive of Our Own is the biggest fanfic site on the internet. And you have to get a name of something, a word that appears the fewest times in the title or tags of any fan fiction across all of AO3. Now, the first time I pitched this idea, it was to Matt Attack when I was talking to them at Squarehole Comedy, and they instantly came up with a character that only features the words. It was an amazing coincidence that Lambda Girl just mentioned it. Can you explain again? Yeah, so it's Hansard Whack, but rather than going into Hansard, you want to search a term that's going to go into Archive of Our Own. Archive of Our Own is a massive fanfic database that really is quite often preoccupied with having characters from either the same or completely unrelated universes having sex or kissing a lot. So you want to come up with a term, ideally a character. Or what's wrong? What's the point of order? I have a score of 10 and I should be in 7th, but the site says I'm 3rd. I have a score of 10 and I should be in 7th, but the site says I'm 3rd. Yeah, let me check. But I think it's going to force an order. So if I go to players now and I order by score, I have a score of 10. Yeah, that's Krang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the site says I'm 3rd. Yeah, okay, that's wrong. Okay. The order that the players' clients are saying they are in the game is flat out wrong. How is this happening? Yeah, I can't account for that. A term or a phrase or a sentence or a character? Let's go with character. Put in a character. We're just waiting for you, Oracle, and When in Lenin. No, that's what I thought I have other interest, but even thinking of that can't account for it because Albrot's only tied with one other person and neither are in... They should be in 8th or 7th place. I already answered before we said character. That's fine. Honestly, I'll kind of accept anything. It doesn't really matter. What it says is 3rd should be tied for 7th. Who is... You don't know Ken Bone? Actually, why would you? Why would you know Ken Bone? Why are they my example? Yeah, well, let's not get into Ken Bone, honestly. Oracle, we're just waiting on you now. And I'm being very polite about it so far. But it won't last forever. Oracle? You submitted? Oh, okay. Well, doesn't seem that way on my end. But let's look at the answers we have. Okay, someone answered while this was filling out. Oracle's answers only just come through. Let's reload the answers. I need to... Yeah, your answer mustn't have come through. Okay, so we have parliamentary procedure, bacon knob at Woodheads, Gumby's horse, improper use of Labubu. Can I change the height to be accurate again, please? Realistic wolf pack dynamics, paraglider, fishy, Kevin Webster, triple-breasted, spaceman spiff, Mr. Blobby, merchant navy, Goomba, Mr. Bean, Lee Mack, Franco Manca. Who is Franco Manca? Energetic pump attendant and Cod Adam. Let's see how they score. Okay, obviously. Okay, so it's pretty good. Fishy has loads. Mr. Bean has 191 fanfics. Lee Mack at 158. Goomba at 114. Paraglider at 58. Merchant Navy at 48. Mr. Blobby at 26. Spaceman Spiff at 26. Can someone tell me who Spaceman Spiff is, please? Parliamentary procedure at 20. Kevin Webster at 17. Cod Adam at 9. How is Cod Adam? Oh, I guess those are just two terms, so it will be titles and tags. that between them contains the word cod and Adam. Realistic wolf pack dynamics. I guess that could... Oh, Lambda Girl knows what they're talking about. No, I understand now. I'm only passingly familiar with the Omega-verse, but I fully understand. Improper use of Labubu. And then triple-breasted. Only 2, yeah, I don't know how. I don't really know how it works. 17 Kevin Webster stories? Let me just look up Archive of Our Own. Let me just dig into some of these, please. Okay, triple-breasted. Yep, 2 found. 1 from the Cthulhu mythos, and 1 that relates to... it's a really hypersexual, sexual free-for-all between characters from lots of different animes, and maybe wrestling. It's called House of Lust, in brackets, discontinued. Kevin Webster... Yeah, Sophie and Maddie are getting married. Will Maddie get cold feet? It's just a fan fiction episode of. There's the Webster's Returns. Yeah, a lot of people. This one has the tag post cram crash. Forgotten Love, Sophie Webster, Tim Metcalf, Kate Connor in brackets, Coronation Street. In the bistro, Sophie watched it begin again. Now, how did we get to improper use of Labubu? Yep, 12. Yep, exactly. Oh, that's a bit different to this, but maybe the way I'm searching is more strict. It is literally tagged with improper use of Labubu. That is literally a tag. That is literally people are tagging these improper use of Labubu. Oh, God. Labubu binary, Labubu fluid. Matcha Labubus. It's a whole of the world out here, huh? Big Sean Morley's honor system. Is it missing a? Oh, improper use of a Labubu. 5. Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay, let's check on the scores. Oracle is in the lead with Funky Mr. Chicken. King of Time and Grugra coming up next. Then Krang on his own. Then Baldy, Popper, Lambda Girl, and the 4th Josie. Now, this next round is quite likely to not work both technically and it's quite likely to not work conceptually. This is really just me having a punt. So I'm going to give you the story of how I got to this round from a conceptual perspective, and then we'll see if it works. So I wanted to do a spin on or a variation on Family Fortunes, or as some will know it, Family Feud. But I thought, rather than us having to match answers to some hypothetical survey, which I don't have access to, what if the bulk of the answers given by you are the survey? And so people were predicting about what everyone else was answering, and everyone's answer was also related to a prediction to what everyone else was answering. Except rather than try to guess what the most popular answer would be, I wanted people to guess like what the second most popular answer would be. So if I said name a color or name a warm color, and most people said red, but then the second amount of people said purple and the third amount of people said pink, the people who said purple would get all the points and no one else would get anything. But then I went off that idea because I didn't actually think it was very fun. It was just an interesting thought experiment. And through iterating on this, I came up with this round, which I call Clumpsters. In Clumpsters, you are challenge to find like-minded individuals. You will be asked a question that you must provide an answer that you believe 5 other players will also give. The closer your answer is, and the size of the cluster of people who give the same answer is, the more points you will receive. So the closer, if you answer this question with something that 4 other people give the same answer to, you'll receive the highest amount of points. And the further away you are from a cluster of 5, the fewer points you get. I don't know if this is a thing you can get good at. I don't know if this makes any sense. Best of luck. Good luck, everyone. Can someone tell me what the prompt is? I can't see a lot of useful information on my end. Bubble Bobble. I don't know. I really like clumpsters. I think it's just this kind of sounds I like saying. Name the best chore. I'm happy with that one. Are you able to manuals clump people in case we spell things wrong? I've tried my best to like give prompts that won't require more than 1-word answers. But no, not really. This is designed to be automated. But you're welcome to look up spellings or whatever. It could also be like if someone writes vacuum and someone else writes vacuuming, they also don't get paired either. Hi, Burnzoid. Mine needed some manual. The thing is, manually just validating something as being a correct answer is quite easy, but manually validating something as being part of a clump. Maybe I could find a way to fix your spelling or something. I'll put it in my notes. Is there a way to manually fix the misspelling of clumps in clumpsters? Sorry, I'm never changing it because saying clumps and clumpsters makes me laugh. Can you wipe mine? No, there's no way I can wipe your answer. I didn't give myself that ability. Okay, we're just waiting on an answer from Jim. Jim, do you understand the round? Because I've not heard from you until now, and I don't know if you know what's going on. Clump and clumpsters is a clump? I don't understand the sentence, but I really enjoyed reading it. That's fine. It's okay to be on your phone. Who amongst us aren't on our phones? Who can say hand on heart they're not on their phone right now? Okay, I think all the answers are in. This is good feedback about spelling. I will look into that. I think that's something I can fix. I don't know where my phone... That must be so freeing, Rosemary. I'd love to give my phone to an animal and just see where it takes it. You're never on your... Oh, because you fixed that about yourself, didn't you, KOT? Okay, here are all the answers coming in. This much I expected to work. Oh, hoovering versus vacuuming as well. Okay, and now we're going to evaluate them. How do they match into clumps? Okay, our biggest clump is hoovering, I think. So everyone who put hoovering should get 7 points. So you got more points if you said, let's go through what we've got here. So our biggest clumps are hoovering at 4, cleaning the bathroom at 2, dishes at 2, and that's it. Everything else got 1. I'm correct, but no one clumped with me. What did you say? Oracle, you put hoovering, vacuuming. You must have known I was basing it on the text. I guess by rights you deserve to be in there, but I think I have to make it somewhat automated, because if I get, let's say 40 people play this and they all like liberally put hoovering / vacuuming / doing the vacuuming, I'd have to rewrite 40 entries. I think that some obligation has to be on you to like pick your word in. Can Josie Russell and I be clumped? There's no ability for me to post clump people. I don't have the ability you want. Washing clothes versus, what did Grugger put? Laundry. It's not the same. Part of the skill is saying the same word. That's part of the skill of the game. I need to keep the administrative overhead. Like, there's so much that I'm clicking and monitoring. I can't be rewriting all of your entries. Yeah, Grugger is trying to clump with Albrock, which is fine. Who amongst us haven't had that, at least as a passing thought? Okay, and then let me see if that's sorted the scores any. Not that I know what numbers I'm expecting to see. Does that look right to everyone? As this is the scores? Does everyone's scores seem to have changed in the way they expected? I was so sure everyone would say bins. No one likes doing the bins. I guess they're like the least annoying. They're very quick to do as it goes. You need a judging panel? Martin, I'm making my own Jackbox game literally right now. It's just really ugly and it doesn't work. I'm doing the bins right after this, so... I should get points. I got it right. Oh, yeah. Ones never get any points. Did everyone get points that expected to get points? Can I still join? Yeah, go to www.seanmull.com/play. Can anyone answer my question? Did everyone who was expecting to get points get points? Is there anyone who thinks, I should have got points there, that hasn't got any additional points? Just to let my heart rate go down by 5 beats per minute, please. Thanks, Baldy. That's what I needed to hear. All right. Then that's the end of that round. Sav's on accurate points. Albrock accurate points. Good, good, good. Okay, last of the new rounds. Let's go back up to the top. Is Oracle at 0? Okay, let's have a look. So there's Oracle of Probable Truth. Oracle of Probable Truth, and then... someone must have logged in as Oracle of Truth. I don't know. It's a different name, so whoever used that name didn't access the same session as the previous person. I don't know who that is. An impersonator. Or you. I don't know. Hello, Martin. It's great to meet you. Okay, this round is called Name a Woman. It's not too different from the other stuff. You have to name an obscure female public figure. How we're judging obscurity and public figure is based on total Wikipedia page views within the last 60 days. Women that don't have a Wikipedia page are not of interest to us. Does she have to be alive? No. She has to have ever had a Wikipedia page. Are these bad wows or normal wows? Can we consult Wikipedia? No. It has to be off the dome. It has to be right off the top of the head. Fingers crossed you program this to accept diacritical marks. I have other interests. I think you'll be unpleasantly surprised. I did all of my tests were of comparing Beyonce Knowles to Delia Derbyshire. And Beyonce had a diacritical mark, and that worked. How does this handle Wikipedia redirects? It goes to them. It goes to the top redirect and uses that page. So you can put Beyonce in, you'll go to Beyonce Knowles. I do, but only because you shamed me for not being aware of Destiny's Child. I respond very well to shame. Not well, no. I respond very badly to shame, and thus my behavior can be controlled. You've submitted one woman? Great. I actually am not sure about how it hands diacritical marks. It's not, it wasn't top of my list, but I can tell you it handled an acute accent over an E. Okay, it looks like we have answers in from most. We're missing one from Lambda. No, we're not. We're missing one from no one. Also, welcome Coracle of Vermouth. Yeah, at some point, people are going to realize they can just write whatever they want in there, and I'll need to do something about that. I need to give myself probably way more direct administrative control over everything in the database and everything that's being shown on screen. Right now, quite vulnerable. All right, let's see what the answers are. You have answered ooh, great one from Martine. I actually think, Martine, that might not be so good because that game went viral in the last 60 days. And so me and you both visited that page because of that game. My mum, it could redirect somewhere good. If that redirects to motherhood or mother, then you're screwed. Maya Angelou, I wonder if Sean Fay probably has a Wikipedia page. I don't know who Esther Krumbachova is, but I do think that diacritic will be fine. Lauren Bay Regular, don't know who that is. I don't know who a lot of these people are. Reflects really poorly on me, honestly. Amelia Earhart's pretty well known, I think. Mary Magdalene is probably about as famous as you can get, really. Well, we'll see how everyone gets on. Yeah, I was reading all about the tier and caste systems of like 6th century medieval China. I can't be the only one. All right. Let's see who's win big and who's going to get sent into history's big bin. Yeah, it's going the way I thought it was. Do you know what, actually? Do you know what? This stat might account for the page in every possible language. So the reason Wu Zhexian is probably huge is probably because there's a Chinese Wikipedia page on it. I don't know that for sure, but it would make a lot of sense to the numbers we're seeing. Jane Jones from Coracle of Vermouth takes our top prize. Mary Smith, Lauren Bay Regular, Jane Smith, Esther Krumbachova. Does anyone want to say anything about their women? Does anyone want to explain who they are? Incredible bland name strat. No, everyone knows Jane Jones. Wikipedia, Jane Jones. Jane Jones, I mean, there's loads. Do you mean Jane Wenham Jones? Jane Elizabeth Jones, the abolitionist? Jane Jones, the Irish printer? Jane Jones, the actress? Or Jane Jones, the character from the 2004 film Closer? I got confused between Tasmin and she's actually Tamsin. You're right, but I think everyone gets confused. But you still got points, right? I think the Wikipedia redirect saved your ass. Yeah. I think what you were thinking of, Pizza Fiend, was the Tasmanian Devil, who isn't. I mean, I haven't checked, but I think currently is not a woman. Esther Krubachova wrote Daisies. Oh, I love Daisies. I love Daisies. All right, let's check on the scores. Yeah, let's go and see who are the biggest winners. That's probably as interesting as the most obscure. I wonder what Jane Jones was being counted there. Did you have anyone in mind? Coracle? Not that I know who Coracle is. Oh, is Taz a woman now? Well, that's fine. Is that definitely trans Taz and not just like a Mrs. Taz? Because it could be like a Mrs. Patman, like that might just be like Taz's wife. Mrs. Taz is his mother? We'll never know, really. I'm not going into the family tree of Taz, the Tasmanian devil. No, it's okay, Rosemary. I don't want it. I don't want to know about Taz. Okay, who's Juliette Lewis? Juliette Lewis is an American actress, singer, and musician known for her portrayals of offbeat characters. Oh, it's No, I don't know who this is. No, I do. She was... she's been in a few things. If you saw her, she was in Yellow Jackets. Yeah, she was in Yellow Jackets. I watched season 1 of Yellow Jackets. And then by season 2, I thought, this is doing a Stranger Things mystery box. And then I stopped watching. That's what you should do. If you're getting mystery boxed, you turn it off. Okay, look. The amount of things that haven't worked is quite long, but the amount that has is quite high. Jesus Scorsese's Cape Fear? Yeah, of course another round. We're not done. Do you want to try another Clumpsters? I think Clumpsters has potential once we figure out how to play it. Okay, in this, your clump target is 7 players. So you are given a prompt and you were awarded based on how many other people give the same answer as you. You are looking to give answers that 6 other people give the same. My score didn't update. Did anyone else's score not update? Scores not updating from Name a Woman. Mine also did not update. Okay. Well, Name a Woman's just for fun then. I mean, the whole thing's just for fun as well. Yes, it's probably more crucial when the scoring people's scores didn't update. Is Clumpster's Price is Right rules, but closest but don't go over? Isn't Price is Right about estimating the price of an object? Josie's score did update. Oh. Well, I'll look into everything. Okay, most people have answered. Waiting on answers from When in Lenin, Carrot Knees. Anyone else? And Permafrost. Al brought in first. That doesn't sound right. Maybe something's gone really badly wrong. Oh, closest without going over. No, going over is fine, actually. You're not penalised particularly by going over. It's just about getting close. You score the most points for getting right on the money, then 1 away, fewer points. Thank you for the subscription, Sav. Is this being auto-scrolled? No, you can't see it, but I've made myself some buttons. See here, there's a little button I can press, and if I press that button, it just slowly scrolls to the top. It's not the best solution, really, particularly not for OBS, but it ensures a scroll speed that's smooth enough to read the... I wanted a slow scroll so you can read while it scrolls. All right, how did people answer? Okay, we've got a nobody here. I wonder who the nobody is. Do you know what? I haven't seen Martine. No, I have. I did see Martine earlier. Marmite olives, Marmite olives, peas, Durian anchovies, blue cheese, oysters, caviar, olives, herring, Marmite, pickled eggs, olives, caviar, olives, long pig. What did you mean by long pig? Should have gone olives. Everyone's thinking they should have gone olives. And now we'll see the rewards for the Olives clan. So everyone who put olives gets 7 points. Everyone who puts caviar gets 3 points. Marmite at 1 point. I think that's the only other scoring clump that we got. Olives is barely an acquired taste. Yes, it's not about the truth, Lambda. That's what's crucial. The truth isn't important on these kind of social games. It's about, I guess, dealing in stereotypes and myths. I love olives. I had olives today. Herring is a very Dutch answer. Oh, did Martijn said herring? Yes, I guess existing in a different... Like, we don't ever think about herrings, really. It doesn't really come up. Yeah, I guess that's a disadvantage. I don't understand olives at all. Oh, okay, so you could have guessed olives. Olives are nice. Who likes capers? I'm a big... Yeah, exactly. It's not about going obscure. I think getting the measure for how to play this is its own thing. Well, if the scores are working correctly, then there should be a user with no username. By the way, I don't know how that's happened. Should have 7 points. So let's see. Why are you putting this in the middle? Why have you loaded in the middle of this? If I click this again, will it like reload from... No, it doesn't do that with scores. It just shows the whole thing at once. Well, if ever you get stuck and you can't see the top or bottom button, you can't scroll. All right, I'll just manually change the height. There we go. So Oracle is currently winning. Grugra at 2nd place. King of Time at 3rd place. Krang also at 3rd place along with Lady Beans. And then if I change this again to be the correct height, we'll still be at the top. Great, that'll work. Then 4th Josie, also in joint 3rd. Baldy, FMC, 3rd Josie, Popper Peter, Lambda Girl, Wen and Lennon, Josie Russell, Pizza Fiend, Permafrost, Carrot Knees, Becca Bix, Sav, Coracle of Vermouth, Jim, and I'm afraid our last place clump here is one of the Oracle of Truths, Martijn, Sav, presumably Sav, and Crowbum. I just got my 2 points from the Name a Woman game. Oh. I can't account for why that happened. I didn't do SV. Well, I don't know who that is. Maybe they're not even playing, to be honest. All right. We're going to do that round that probably isn't going to work. You're going to be asked. All right. I'll write that in. I don't know quite how to check for why that happened. The points for the Name a Woman round came through late, which suggests either... Of all the little issues we've had, that one's kind of stumped me. I don't know why that's come through late. I suspect it was a client-side problem. Oh, you know what you're talking about. Only brain boxes say client-side. Okay, this one probably isn't going to work. Apologies to whoever set this question. You're probably not going to be rewarded by it. Here is a question that was set by one of the other players at the beginning of the game. And Minecraft players. Yeah, but they're brain boxes, aren't they? To remember to put 2 sticks and then 3 bits of metal in a horizontal line at the top. I think that requires a special kind of mind, you know? It's saying I answered Cairo? Refresh. Refresh. Is it a different question? Is it the same question it's giving you, or is it a different question? And then I'll respond based on that information. Same question, but can't answer. Okay. I had a debug flag that meant it wouldn't. It makes perfect sense that if it's the same question, you can't answer. But it shouldn't be the same question. Oh, it is different. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let me just put into words what this problem is. The Question Master round showed a different question, but still showed up people's old answers and stopped them answering. I think this is probably going to be an issue of every round of every game has its own unique numerical ID. And I bet a non-unique ID was applied to this one, caused by probably a database issue. That's my guess. Let's end the round and just try and do it again. I don't know what was... Sorry, Permafrost. People saw your question, but I think it's unlikely they'll get a chance to answer it. Here is a different question written by someone else. Okay. Same issue. Cairo. Okay, humor me a moment while I just look into what the issue is. What is the valency of chlorine? Someone must have got a low percentage, huh? Yeah, okay. I'm looking at my server logs. Humor me, because the round ID for this question is supposed to be round 28. So let's check where you've got that from. So round 28 should have come from in here. Round 28. Oh! Let me think for just one moment. I know exactly what I've done wrong, and it'll be fixed for next time. I know exactly what's gone wrong here. I've done something stupid with how... I've done a stupid database thing. I'm not even going to describe it because it's stupid. I'm entering... Oh god, I'm going to whisper what I did wrong because I'm going to write it into my notes now. Every time you get questions from the players, you're giving them all the same round ID. But then, when you ask the questions, you expect them all to have unique round IDs. And that's what's causing this issue. Sort it out, and I'll put an exclamation mark on the end of that. All right, that game is cadged. That's not going to work. All right, let's go for the shipping forecast. You are challenged to come up with a search term that returns as few results as possible from Archive or our own, the largest compendium of fanfic on the internet. Please enter something in that gives you the lowest number of hits, but not 0. I would like characters here. Sean's about to go from why does this not work to how does this ever work. I can go back and forth from those two states about 7 times a minute. It's a great name. Jam came up with it. I take no credit for it. I think it's very funny. I think it's a great name. Yeah, that's fair, Albra. I need to... In the shipping forecast, make characters rather than terms really explicit. I thought you considered puns droll. Yeah. Can I not enjoy droll things? Do I not have a beating heart? Well, I don't know. Characters being really explicit is the whole basis of the site. Do you think it would be more fun for it to be characters? Or do you think tags is... I think characters is more fun because it just forces you to think, who is a character I know that no one wants to see have sex? Or at least be encouraged to imagine what it might look like if they have sex. I don't have a dog in the fight? All right, well, all right, fine. I think it should be a pairing. Two. I'm asking for half of a pairing, essentially. I'm asking for a character. Phrase or character? I think we should try it for characters, and then later we can try it with something else. We have to do A/B testing, you know? All right, how are we with answers and responses? There's a surprising amount of politicians in AO3. I looked up a lot of even relatively obscure British politicians, and people just think it's funny to sometimes to make them kiss, but other times just to imagine what they're doing in their day-to-day life. There was like a whole one about Michael Gove getting a pep talk from his wife. Knowing more kinks than characters must be such an amazing way to live. Okay, we're waiting on responses from Jim, from FMC. And that's it. FMC taking time out to add stuff to Josie phrase. A noble goal. Jim's in. Oh, no, loads of pressure, Funky. Okay, the answers are in. And your answers are... No, in fact, let me scroll to the top. I think I'll have a better time if I'm at the top. I think a lot of my problems with removing my ability to scroll is that I haven't gone back to the top first. Yeah, they should. Albrock keeps telling me to do that, and I will do it. All right. In the play page, actually turn those things into forms so the enter key works. All right, your answers are Cubone, Heismay, Hulkenberg, I don't know what that is, Hitstarmer, Caramel Buddy, Temple Grandin. Temple Grandin? I'm saying that like it's a villain reveal at the end of Scooby-Doo. Okay, Completely Normal Genitals, Duckman, Sledgehammer, Mark Commode, Doyle Guzzled, Nigel Mansell, Richard Madeley, Pingu, Jigglypuff, Drop D, Dev Allahan, Jar Jar Binks, All the King's Horses, Harriet Harman, Simon Quinlack. Simon Quinlack will 100% be in there. I think it'll be a high scorer. Temple Grandin, the Caramel Bunny, Keir Starmer, Heismay Hulkenberg. Becca Bix, who are those? But I think I recognise those characters, but from what? Hugh Bone and Dave Karofsky. All right, let's see who scored big. Oh, I'm surprised by no Simon Quinlank. Heismay Hulkenberg might be too specific. Drop D, surprisingly, I guess because it's like drop dick or something. Then the characters dropped their Ds. Metaphor Refantasio, of course. Oh, Heismay Hulkenberg. I mean, that's not even going to be people's top ship from that game. Who'd be my top ship from that game? Definitely Hulkenberg's in there. And then probably a side character. Maybe the woman who runs the inn. 15 for Temple. I'm going to just tentatively check. Archive of our own. Like, why is Temple Grandin here? Temple Grandin. Because they're not all sexual. Okay, never mind. This is mad. Temple Grandin and Julian Bashir. Hang on, how does Temple Grandin come into this? Why is Temple Grandin on Deep Space Nine? It really is an interesting world, isn't it? Jar Jar Binks? Yeah, come on, Permafrost. Jar Jar is always going to be huge. What's Drop D all about? I imagine it's a tag. Drop D. Love in Drop D. Scandinavian Heartstrings in Drop D. Day 15, the D's drop. D for Don't Drop Kick. Drop. I think I probably need to put these things in like speech marks because it's allowing stuff. If it was purely just drop here, I need to put this in my notes. I think it's allowing a title that contains the letter D standalone and drop appears somewhere else, which makes it too easy to game. Ensure the AO3 searches are in speech marks. Temple Grandin's amazing. Apart from the scary overtones of the sort of industrialized slaughter of cows. Cubone, Pingu, Nigel Mansell, Keir Starmer. Kind of surprised it's only 61, to be honest. Duckman, Caramel Bunny, that's mad. Harriet Harman, Dev Allahan, Richard. Let's just check on Richard Madeley. It's called Some Shred of Goodness, and the tags are Elizabeth Proctor and John Proctor, John Proctor's Children, Angst, Hurt and Comfort, Lost of Angst. Hang on, is Richard Madeley even in this? Where's Richard Madeley in this? Richard. Oh, it contains characters called Richard Armitage and Anna Madeley. And the fandom is The Crucible. What, the play? The play about witch trials? Okay, I need to change this. This contains 2 characters with bits of that name in it. It is invalid, and it will be more invalid next time when it no longer accepts that kind of stuff. I've learned a lot this evening, and I hope you have as well. Currently, KOT is in the lead with 32. Then we've got Krang, Grugra, Oracle of Probable Truth, Fourth Josie, Lady Beans. Yeah, Dev was the second most highest scoring. There's a big peloton. What do you mean? Did someone just answer a question? How could you possibly answer a question at this point? I should do end round to take things off of your screens and then show scores. I guess the strat here is to submit some fact fiction containing a secret word. That would work, yeah, that would work. We are the peloton. The peloton is the... I don't know what the word peloton means. Hang on. Define peloton. The main field or group are the cyclists of a race. Oh, there really is a peloton. Yeah, there really is one. I'm hoping like it tails off quite gradually. Like I think the score distribution feels pretty good, right? Although that leap from 9 to nothing. That being said, I don't know why Martine hasn't scored. I don't think that Oracle of Truth is real. Crowbum, I don't know if even they're here. I don't know who that is. And SV might also just be no one. So maybe it all makes sense. Yeah, but I would have expected you to get a point on the table. Should we clump? You want to clump? We're learning about clumpsters. Let's see if it works out. Clump, clump, clump. Oh, I'm not at the... I need to remember to scroll up. Okay, your clump target here is 5. So you want to put something in that you think 4 other people will say. Clum dumpster, I don't like that at all. I actually want that to be unsaid and scrub. Is there a way to unlearn? The answer to this will be so different from the UK than the Netherlands. Yeah, I there's sort of a problem where I actually don't know what's been asked. I wrote all the prompts, but I don't know which ones come out. Oh, condiments. Yes, okay. Yes, I can see that being very different. Although maybe not that different, actually. I think you'd be surprised. I think there's quite a big... Obviously, don't put oorlog, but like... There's a big overlap. I don't think mayonnaise enjoyment goes down that much. What if all the condiments are good? Then, Fluff, you haven't tried all the condiments. Not all condiments are... Well, are all condiments wet? Some of them are surprisingly dry, or at least viscous. Maybe this one's hard, huh? I'm only waiting on one more answer here, I think. I would say... Do you know what? It doesn't matter what the truth is, does it, Josie? It's just about whether other people are going to put what you put. I think also there's going to be a learning curve for me, learning what is a good prompt here. Okay, mustard, tartar sauce, mint, salad cream, tartar sauce, daddy sauce, coriander, tartar sauce, salad cream, tartar sauce. Tartar sauce is actually really nice, though. I quite like tartar sauce. I think whoever's put tartar sauce is gonna... Tartar sauce is wonderful. I think it's absolutely boss. Is that what tartar sauce is? God, I love a caper. You can make that at home then. I have other interest is playing it right though. You have to just put what you think other people will put. That's the dare I say genius of the game. All right, let's see. Let's see who's gonna win big here. Martine, I think you're imagining... People like mayonnaise, though. I think you're imagining what the UK might be like compared to your own culture, when in fact I think there's not that much difference between the two. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I tried to warn you on that, Martine. I was trying to say there's not that much difference. Brits love mayo. Dutch love it more, but... Tartar sauce has won big here. Brown sauce got a little bit of points. Brown sauce isn't very nice. Like, it's absolutely fine. I'll put it on a dry slab of meat on a cold burger's morning. Salad cream did quite well. Clump of 3 for salad cream, huh? Oh, mayo's great. Come on. Egg mayo. You ever made deviled eggs? Brown sauce is just thick vinegar. There's something else in there. Something mad. Kewpie mayo's very good. Congratulations to the tartar sauce writers, the salad cream writers, and I guess a small well done to the brown sauces of the world. That is the end of that round. Here are the current scores. The fourth Josie, I don't know what Josie that is, has rocketed up to joint first with Krang, who we may know here on Earth as Albrat. Oracle of Probable Truth at 35 points. King of Time at 33. Third Josie at 32. Grugger at 31. Just in terms of like thinking about how the game works, would you say that this kind of like gentle point distribution suggests that the game is all right? Like everyone playing can get some points on the board. I know Martine's struggling, but everyone who's been playing from the beginning it's everything to play for, right? If one person had 50 and other people had like 20, that would be bad. But like the fact you're all jostling around. All right. You might be able to name a condiment, but can you name a woman? Your job is to name an obscure public figure. Her obscurity will be determined by how many people visited her Wikipedia page in the last 60 days. If she doesn't have a Wikipedia page, then as far as I'm concerned, she doesn't exist. I'm considering the Name a Woman game could so easily also be brought up to like cover another category of thing. It's like a very easy one for iteration. But I haven't thought of another category. Can they be fictional? Yes. Emphatically, yes. I think not a lot of fictional characters get Wikipedia pages, but I'm more than happy to include them. Oh, yes. Martijn, the tables have turned, right? Being from the Netherlands here is going to really help you out. Unless I'm completely wrong about it searching other languages. We'll see. Okay. Can I put in an animal? If it's a woman. The only thing I'm specifying is you got to name a woman. Women have to share the one thing they have? What do you mean? Oh, this is why I didn't do it out of the gate. I mean, I think there's actually quite a lot of women, so this game's probably got us going well for a long time. You could make more women-themed games, yeah? What do you have in mind? What were you thinking of when you said that? Okay, we're waiting on Permafrost, we're waiting on Fourth Josie, we're waiting on Krang, we're waiting on Grugru, we're waiting on Beckabix, we're waiting on Pizza Fiend. How does the Wikipedia thing know if the subject is female? It doesn't. What I was thinking is if we want to challenge one, I could just take someone's points off them. Become a woman, and how will that interact with the score? Like, I'm not against it, but how will that interact with the scores? I thought about, Josie, writing in a script that would like check for linguistic markers of the subject being female. But I thought that was mad and I abandoned it. I didn't want to just be like, this only says she twice. This can't be the Wikipedia page we want. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, a she counter, just so people couldn't put in, well, just the name of like a rare element or something. Okay, the scores, the answers are in, and they look a little something like this. Laurie Caulfield, Jenny Lee Smith, LaRue, Glee, Natalie Haynes, Elsa Tierney, Helen Quinn. We've got Zheng Yi Sao, Helen Worth, Constance Markovich, Valerie Flint, Valerie Deloaf, Joan Franca, Carolina Hearn, Jane Evans, and Eos. Okay. I feel bad every time I see this big list of women and I'm like, who are these people? Caroline, oh, I see. So Valerie Deloaf is apparently incredibly famous. Everyone returned something. Really want Martijn to get some points. Third and fourth Josie coming out in cardinal order is good. Joan Franca worth 5 points. Glee is worth 7 points. Wow, lady, we're getting some low view counts here. What was Josie Russell's book? Hang on. Is Josie Russell in as the third? Who are our Josies? That's Josie Russell in third place with Glee. Or Glee. How should I be saying this? But then we've got two other Josies, but Buzz Josie isn't here. Do we have another Josie in our list? Glee is a cat from Turkey? Just going to check out Glee. Yep, Glee is a cat from Istanbul, best known for living in the Hagia Sophia, for which she became an internet celebrity. That's really good. That's great. Jane Evans. Is this the bland name? Jane Evans either refers to an American Reformed Jewish leader, a New Zealand artist, an American diarist, an American swimmer, or a British revolutionary. Are you just picking just boring names? No offense to Jane Evans. You know what I mean? Names that definitely will have someone on the other end of them. Jane Franco was a good decision. It's a tough competition when, you know, a relatively little known semi-finalist of a 10-year-old Eurovision attempt can't get you into the top 3. Cat is categorically not a woman? What do you mean? I looked at my bookshelf. That's good. No, I'll allow anything that's female. You know? Anything that's female. When I was testing this, I thought, would I allow Peppa Pig? And I thought, one possible disqualification for Peppa Pig is that she's a pig. And I thought, no, I don't mind. And then one possible disqualification for Peppa Pig is that she's not real. And I thought, no, I don't mind. And one other disqualification, which hasn't come up yet, is that she hasn't become a woman. She's just a girl. And I thought, I don't mind. None of those things. We should celebrate all women. I'm not gatekeeping here. It's not for me to say. Does that include French nouns? No. We're not doing that. Shaz, if you can get your cat onto Wikipedia, it will be completely valid. Okay, let's do a shipping forecast, but this time characters only, okay? And also, as a favour to me, let's see how the scores are going. The 4th Josie's doing very well, followed by Krang, who is Albert, then Oracle, then Kruger, then 3rd Josie, and Lady Beans and King of Time tied for 5th place. Big Popper, then Lambda, then Baldy, then Wen and Lennon, then some other people. You know who you are. We're going to do a shipping forecast, but your job is to name characters. And if you could, as a favour to me, put your answer in speech marks. I want to see everyone's answers bordered by speech marks, please. And in future, that will be done automatically by the server. But for now, it's your job. The shipping forecast. You are required to add a character bordered by speech marks that you think will return the lowest results in Archive of Our Own. Speech marks, so the double, the first one. The doubler. Okay, the answers are coming through. The form is not vulnerable to SQL injection. That I can guarantee. I learned how to do whatever the thing is you call it when you re-inject all the variables safely. Everything in here, I know it doesn't work very well. And I know, you know, but this took me so long to learn and make. And I think it's in a pretty good spot. I think the amount that it works is pretty good. Making this more user-friendly, that's child's play compared to getting the thing to work in the first place. Sean advocates safe injections. I absolutely do. Not sanitization. Things are sanitized as well, and they're normalized, and they're trimmed, and they're lowercase. There's some what's the word? Best practices going on. Okay, who are we waiting on? Just Gregor. He's probably having a big think right now. He's probably in a smoking jacket saying, Can we use Boolean terms? What do you mean? You want to search for a character called false? You're welcome to. Hello, has anyone ever fucked Mr. False? Only 5, Martine. And it is funny. I agree. It is kind of funny. I've had to learn full SQL. Like, I'm managing 2 instances of the same PostgreSQL database. Why am I doing that? Why do I know how to do that now? Okay, here's the answers. 4th Josie didn't obey my instructions, but that's fine. I knew some people wouldn't. Am. I think a lot of things are going to contain the word am, actually. Okay, Martin Lewis, that's a funny one. Richard Hillman, yeah, that's good. I think Richard Hillman's going to get you in the top 5 King of Time. Mushmouth, don't know who that is, which could be a good sign. Grady Fletcher, Top Cat. Zach Polanski. I mean, I think Zach Polanski's going to be quite... I think Zach Polanski's going to be quite popular amongst the people who write on AO3. He hasn't been in the public eye for very long, but I do think he, as politicians go, is precision targeted towards this audience. Keir Hardy, Guy Twombly, The Piss Burglar. Is that a real thing? Velp, Mick Lynch. I don't think Mick Lynch is going to get any. I think Mitch Lynch is a fat 0. Jellyman, Tom Bombadil. You were the last to answer, and then you're not even going to score anything. That's going to be huge. I'm afraid Tom Bombadil's going to have hundreds. My predictions are King of Time gets top 5. Tom Bombadil not scoring. Mam Danny wouldn't get on the board though. There'd be thousands. There's going to be thousands of Mam Danny. All of this is a delicate art. Mam Danny's way too hot. He's Prit 6. That's what I call it as well. Okay, who scored big? Piss Burglar gets nothing. Am obviously is in millions. Poe. Why is Poe, Dingle, Tom Bombadil? I said there'd be hundreds of Tom Bombadil. Am I going to be right about KOT? I need to look at what's going on with Poe. I think Sean Morley. 1, it's not going to be me. I said KOT would do big. I need to, sorry, excuse me for the egotism, but I need to search my own name. Who is this? What's the Magnus Archives? The Magnus Archives. A supernatural horror fiction podcast written by Jonathan Sims. And is there a Sean Morley in it? Summary. A statement of Sean Morley regarding a door and the entity that he encountered in his flat. What's the name of the author? Does it not say? Who's the author of this? Void Wolf. Their most recent other fanfic was from 2 years ago and features Johnny Silverhand and V from Cyberpunk being horny on main. I don't think it's anything to do with me or the wrestler. I'm not putting the link in chat just in case. What happened with Poe? Okay, so Po and Po. So there is an anime called Po. There's also Potatoes, which is some Lord of the Rings stuff. Dizenpo, which I think is Chinese. No, it's Polish. Then Potolo. Po is just coming up a lot in lots of languages for many reasons. It's 2 letters. It's just coming up. It seems to be a basic grammatical word in Polish. A lot of these are Polish. Some Polish Witcher fanfic, Polish Morrowind fanfic, some Polish Attack on Titan fanfic, Polish Avengers fanfic, more Polish Avengers fanfic, Polish fanfic about a Korean webtoon. I mean, fine. Why not? Oh, because of how this was written, and I saw po, I think maybe it's a pun on bo. But it features all the characters from Super Smash Bros. And Cooking Mama. And Scott Pilgrim. It's a funny sight, isn't it? It's a funny old world. Yes, congratulations to King of Time and Lambda Girl. Well deserved. Zach Polanski only having 3 was a surprise. I thought we'd have sub 20, but over 10. Zach Polanski. It's a yaoi. Is that how you pronounce it? Yaoi? Like Japanese manga inspired boys love. Doomed relationships. Keir Starmer / Nigel Farage. The second one is the second one seems to be a fanfic about Zoran Mamdani getting into a relationship with Rules Card from Deltarune. It just makes your head spin to read this stuff. No, you can just turn it off. Turn the browser off, Martin. You won't hold up the game. It will register the disconnect and no longer consider you in the list of active players. However, actually, why would anyone know that? Add a button to the player screen for leave game, and then it'll just send a disconnect signal that way, and then players will know they can leave. Who tops, Keith or Nigel? I'm not reading further. Sorry. I've got such a big list of things I need to fix and add after this. End this round, I think. Oh, it's 9:30. I end the round, show the scores. The 4th Josie is the way to change your username, not at present. Would you like one? I kind of don't want people changing their username. I think it would confuse things. It would confuse the scoring if... I think you should pick the username you want at the beginning, and then that's it. And then you can have a different username next time. What do you want to play? Of the ones that work, Hansard Whack, Shipping Forecast, Clubsters, and Name a Woman, what would you like to play next? A couple more rounds, and then I think I'll call this a successful playtest and get some things fixed up for next week. Exactly, Martine. We only did Hansard Whack once. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let's whack. You all know it. You all tolerate it. It's Hansard Whack. Your job is to select and input a term that you think only appears in the UK parliamentary record once. If you can't do one that gets once, make sure it's one that appears more than once, because you get no points for 0. Does it store the IP address or use a cookie? It does something else. It uses something else, but it does remember your device for quite a while. I could give people I'll figure something out. Is the problem, Fluff, that you've logged in on your device and it's remembered who you are with a username that you made in 2025, Or is it that you've set a username in this game now and you're like, I actually don't like it? Obviously, the second thing I'm less sympathetic to than the first thing. People shouldn't be stuck with a username forever. But I don't want people changing the username mid-game, you see. I think it would confuse me and everyone else. All right, get your answers in. Is Coracle of Vermouth still here? So I think Martine was maybe signalling that so he can go and have his tea. Oh no, he's still here. Just wanted to check if like people do leave cleanly. I mean, some people have clearly left. Let's go look for SV and let's go look for the fake Oracle. I think they're going to be just gone now. The server will have marked them as inactive and they shouldn't be on this list. Yeah. So the other Oracle is gone. SV is gone. Things are working. Okay, we're waiting on the third Josie. And we're waiting on the fourth Josie. Do we know who these are? I've got a feeling that Hypatia is the fourth Josie. And I got a feeling that Big Papa Peter is Big Papa Peter. I just don't know how to prove it. Okay, we're waiting on the third Josie. The fourth Josie is a Josie, I thought. I think so. I think the fourth Josie is Josie Hypatia. Oh, what's up? I'm just saying who's yet to answer. But you have answered. Oh, no. I was talking about something else that involves usernames. All right, we're all in. And here are your answers. I created a fake Oracle on one device as a bit, but now that device will be stuck with that name. Yeah, what I don't want you people doing is impersonating other people for a bit. And people get stuck with things. It's like flypaper. You know, if I put some flypaper out as a trap and you get stuck in it, well, he, I guess. No, this will never have a Twitch login. I want this eventually to be able to go down to the pub with a projector. And so if I built Twitch logins into it, I couldn't do that. Okay, you have suggested Mangione, Pokemon, Thundercats, True Romance, Digimon, Asparagus Makes My Pee Smell, Haberdashery, Mamdani, Angel Delight, Free Kale Plat, Wolfstone. You're just, listen, KT, I'm Corrie pilled too, but you're going a bit mad with it. No, I don't want speech marks in this. This one should work fine. Are these just the consequences I have to live with? I'll make a note. Give people an opportunity to change their username at the beginning of a game. And I should also emphasize, only, but only at the beginning. Trombonist Peas, I've Wet Myself, Captain Birdseye, Dante's Inferno, Roblox Gumby. I don't know why Gumby would come up. Pharmaceutical Disaster and Wagamama. I think Wagamama's definitely going to get you some points, Popper. Roblox, probably, although they're really behind. I know Roblox is like 20 years old now, but they're really behind on stuff. I'm sticking to a theme. Oh, I know you are. And the fact that you're scoring at all when you're sticking so rigidly to this theme. Angel Delight, Free Gal Platt. I think we'll see some points on the board. Now, to evaluate the answers. No Digimon, no Gumby, no I've Wet Myself, no Free Gal Platt. Peas. People shouldn't even be scoring for P's, to be honest. There's just so many zeros that getting anything gets you some points. Oh, we're getting some low scores here. Captain Birdseye, Angel Delight, Mamdani, Wolfstan, and True Romance. Pokemon without an accent mark. Shall I see what would have happened if you... Shall I see what happens if you search it with an accent? I got a feeling it won't care, to be honest. Okay. Pokemon with an accent. That's 23. And Pokemon without an accent. That's... That's 5. So I don't know. I guess there's an inconsistency on whether they include the accent. Most of the time they do. 5 times they didn't. Mangione only got mentioned once. Yes, in the Border Security, Asylum and Immigration Bill of the 10th of February 2025. It was about 3D printing and whether or not that 3D printer technology would... someone said there is a rise of 3D printer technology. Someone can buy a 3D printer for £150. And as we saw with Luigi Mangione, you can use 3D printed firearms as deadly weapons. Kind of a fair enough point. Fair enough thing to be aware of. But you did better for that, Martin. That worked in your favour. Why did True Romance come up? The Scottish Parliament Budget Bill in 2008, Ian Gray spoke about the true romance between the SNP and the Conservative Party. They described their courtship behaviour in some detail. Yeah, fine. Gumby was a real stretch. I don't know what kind of angle you were going to go for there. Free Gale Platt was fully insane. Pharmaceutical disaster, not like an insane pick, but too specific. The wording's too precise. I'm sure they discussed Free Gale. Let's check. Did they discuss Free Gale? No, they didn't. Nope. Wish I knew who Carrot Knees was. Didn't she have a different name when she was in jail? Didn't have a different first name. No, but even Free Gale doesn't come up. Yes, Free Deirdre rings a bell. Doesn't come up though. Free Deirdre Barlow. What was her surname then? It's not coming up with anything. Did it really happen? It was front page news. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. There's 2 R's in Deirdre. All right, let me check again. Yes, in 1998, in a discussion about the Lindisfarne Gospels in relation to the British Museum, the Free Deirdre campaign was brought up. But also that might be about something else. That might not be about... Hello, Killian. Yes, we're searching Free Deirdre into Lindisfarne and Deirdre Rashid. I have nothing against the North East region of England, even though I represent a Sussex constituency. I have nothing against the Lindisfarne Gospels as a student of archaeology. Indeed, they are such an important work that they should be seen in their best context. I have nothing against the sterling work that the Honourable Gentleman is doing in the Free Deirdre campaign. I don't think this is about Coronation Street. I think Free Deirdre must be something else. Yeah, free the venerable bead. Let the bead out. The beadle's about. Anyway, that was that round. It is now finished, and the scores stand with Oracle head but not shoulders above the competition at 51 points. Fourth, Josie at 49. Grugra at 46. Krang at 45. King of Time at 44. Baldy at 42, along with Big Popper and Lady Beans. Lambda Girl at 41. Third, Josie at 40. When in Lenin 31. Josie Russell 30. Sav 26. Permafrost 25. Coracle of Vermouth at 23. Becca Bix at 20. Carrot Knees at 19. Martine at 16. Jim at 10. And then trailing behind is Crowbum, Sv, and Oracle of Truth at Nout. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to leave you to dream about how good this will be when I fixed all the problems. What final round would people want? Woman? Shall we go out naming a woman? That seems like the right way to do it. Okay, we've got 1 vote for woman, 1 vote for shipping. Clump. Okay. Everyone is in an Oracle sandwich. Yeah, I don't really like that language. Woman ship. Clump. We should ship, but only women. Shipping, but it has to be a woman. Okay, yes. We're going to do the shipping forecast, but it has to be female characters. That's so good. Everyone wins that way. Okay. This is the shipping forecast. It has to be a female character, and you have to put your answer in speech marks. I'm going to write that out. The shipping forecast, but it has to be a female character, and you have to put it in speech marks. Sorry, Pizza Fiend. The idea of combining 2 rounds has spoken to me in a very profound way. This is the shipping forecast. Your job is to input female characters that you think will appear only very infrequently in Archive of Our Own, the largest fanfic compendium on the internet. They have to be a female character, and please submit them ordered by speech marks. Please take your time. There's no rush. This is our last round. This will determine the ultimate victor. This is an important moment for all of us. And I feel like we've done some good work learning the general timbre of Archive of Our Own, what the people there like, what they're interested in seeing and thinking about. It's been very informative all around, I think. Okay. Still waiting on some. But there's no rush, you think. You stay calm, okay? Remain happy. Please. Please, remain calm. Tumblr search doesn't work. Yeah, then why are you shouting, Marto? If you were calm, you wouldn't need to do that. Tumblr search is infamously bad? Wow. How do you use the site then? It's a controlled shout? Yeah, that sounds pretty powerful. Okay, who are we waiting on? Permafrost? Obviously, sometimes people will have just have left. And I won't know. Baldy, Permafrost is in, waiting on Albrot, Baldy, and Grugru. They ruined Tumblr when it was D-Nipple. Just put the nipples back in. Who owns it? Can you email them? Go on, Krang. I'm glad the Tumblrinas are out in force to shit on our favourite website. You truly know that our website's got people when they absolutely hate it, but there they are day in, day out. Where are you? I don't know, Oracle. Have you sent your answer in? We've got Grugras. Yep, yours is in. I guess, Oracle, based on the fact you're popping in and out, that you're using it on a phone. Phones are likely to just pop in and out a bit. That's life. They'll join and unjoin, but as long as you send a signal from your phone with an answer in it, it's likely to hit the server. Okay, we're just waiting on Krang now. But I don't know if I've seen Krang in the chat, so Krang could just be gone. Krang could just be like driving around. He'll be having a drive, I think. He'll be in his car. Oh, no, Krang's here. Never mind. He must have parked up. Yeah, and that's why I needed to account for things leave. WebSocket connections constantly connecting and disconnecting. Okay, this is for gold. Geez, I hope things are okay, Albert. Yeah, it's a pretty full-on way to give you that update. Yeah, okay. Is it okay enough that I don't, is it in bad taste to continue? The answers to this round of shipping forecast were Hook Hand, Kate Bush, Sue Perkins, Yaddle, Ruth Bratt, Josie Long, April O'Neil, Lady Piss. Who is oh no, I know who Coracle is. It's Fluff. Charity Dingle. You've left your theme behind ever so slightly, KOT. Kane Dingle's got cancer now. I can't believe it. Okay, Liz Truss, Tina Rashid, Rama Duwaji, Barbara Hepworth, Lady Piss, April O'Neil, Josie Long, Madonna Cinchone, Ruth Bratt, Collaterally Sisters, Yaddle, Sue Perkins, Kate Bush, Margaret Gertrude Dell, Edna Mode, Mita, Mother Shipton, Miss Elizabeth, and Hook Hand. Hook Hand. Oh, that's okay. People are always welcome to dump. I was once emceeing a comedy gig, and one of the other acts, like at the back of the room, it was like a wide but shallow room, looked down at his phone, went, oh, and like made it sort of scrunched up his face. I was like, what have you just seen? He just went, Nelson Mandela's died. And everyone was like, oh no, oh. It just ruined the atmosphere so much. But he came back. Things always bounce back. Was this meant to be a woman round? Yeah. Oh, is Hook Hand not a woman? No, it came back. The mood restored itself. Nelson Mandela didn't come back. No, people don't come back. Sorry to the Lazarus heads out there. People don't come back. Hook Hand. Hook Hand isn't a person, is it? Hook Hand. Oh, you're not even picking a person. You're just putting some words together. That's fine. We all play differently. Okay, how did we all do? Okay. Kate Bush, obviously huge. Charity Dingle. If fair play for getting any points off of Charity. Hang on. 1,161 off of Charity Dingle. Yaddle, Edna Mode, April O'Neil, Liz Truss, Hook Hand. Shouldn't have scored anything off of Hook Hand. Josie Long's a high scorer, but Barbara Hepworth. Barbara Hepworth is the Moneybags. Barbara Hepworth. No, 2 for Josie Long makes absolute sense. The people who like Josie Long like fanfic. Barbara Hepworth. Arthur Saito, Inception. Inception. Is it a character from Inception? It seems to be 2 Inception characters. Barbara Hepworth. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, so it's an Inception fanfic. But in it, they go to the Tate Modern. They inception themselves into the Tate Modern and they see some artwork by Barbara Hepworth. And actually, it's linked specifically. They specifically see Barbara Hepworth's Genesis silk scarf. They see this. That's what they look at in the Inception fanfic. That's great. We'll see what's going on with Josie Long. Like, is it a ship? Okay, so Josie Long appears in a Charlie Brooker, David Mitchell ship, and another Charlie Brooker, David Mitchell ship called 8 out of 10 Kittens. Oh, it's a great site, isn't it? It's just a good old time. Just a good old time to poke your head in. Yes, it really does date it to a certain time. In fact, they're both from 2010. So yes, that's exactly the time it wants to be nostalgic for. Any others people want to look at? Who or what is Yaddle? Oh, it's a Yoda character from Star Wars. It's a female Yoda. Yeah, fine. Of course, there'll be a lot of anything Star Wars. Charity Dingle, though. Is Emmerdale just bigger with the shippers? The first one is The Defense of Charity Dingle. A lot of people are shipping Charity Dingle and Vanessa Woodfield. Does that mean anything to any of you? Any Emmerdale heads in? I'm not sure if Lady Pierce is anyone. I think because she's bi, maybe? I wouldn't mind looking at the 5 fics that contain 16th century soothsayer Mother Shipton. Yeah, fair enough. Mother Shipton. That's all in Cyrillic. But the only... the first result is written by someone called History Worm. And it's all in Cyrillic, including all of the tags, except for one that's in English that says, this author is not religious. The next one is a Good Omens Aziraphale Crowley ship from Good Omens. The next one is a Hermione Granger Luna Lovegood Ginny Weasley ship. Then one from Bertha Russell, George Russell ship from the Gilded Age TV show. Then one called Playgrounds and Power Tools, which ships Jimmy Page and Robert Plant from Red Zeppelin, and is apparently part 8 of a series called Farmyard Frolics. Yeah, fine. It just can go, it can ping off in so many different ways. This site could just bring up anything. Oh, man. Okay. That is the end of the round. And all that is ahead of us. is to see the scores and congratulate our winners. It is a joint victory from the 4th Josie and Oracle of Probable Truth. Congratulations, 58 points is nothing to sniff at. Behind is Grugra, who seemed to have snuck into 3rd place. And then Krang in 48th position. King of Time, with an incredible thematic playstyle, has managed to be in 5th place. And then off of the winner's podium, we have the 3rd Josie and Lady Beans with 45, Baldy with 44, Big Papa Peter with 42, Lambda Girl with 41, Funky Mr. Chicken with 39 points, Wenin Lenin with 35, Pizza Fiend with 33, Josie Russell with 30, Sav with 29, Permafrost with 27, Becca Bits and also with 27, Coracle of Vermouth at 23, Carrot Knees at 21, Martine at 19, Jim at 10, and Kill, Sav, Crowbum, and the other Oracle, all at nothing. I think you did very well, Martine, to get where you did. It's not an easy game at the best of times, and I think the condiments really you got in your head about them. Maybe you've dishonored yourself, Captain. But here, this is a place of honor. And honor falls about your shoulders like golden flecks of dappled sunlight. Today we have all done well, and we bask in the bounty of champions. Well, that is the first 2026 playtest of Normal Game. There's a few changes to make. Maybe more than a dozen changes to make. But there's also going to be new rounds, quality of life. I'm going to updo the graphics, add more sound effects. There's a lot more work to be done on this. But I think this has got legs. I see a lot of potential in this still. And I'm glad to be back working on it. It definitely needs a lot of work to be done to make more pretty and like a bit clearer on your end about everything. But my nuts and bolts is just to make sure, like, at the moment there's like some pretty basic database errors that I need to fix out, that I need a proper playtest to discover, because I've discovered all the errors I could find on my own, and you need other people to come in and behave slightly differently to yourself to see them all. I'm very confident about it. I think it's fun, and I'm going to keep working on it and making more stuff, and I'll let you know. And I think every Wednesday we'll play around with this, and I'm going to use that as a deadline to keep adding more stuff and making more things for it. So I will see you all later. Thank you very much for playing. Thank you very much for all your feedback. You've provided some invaluable help. I hope this remains fun week after week, but if it doesn't, more opportunity to be forced to add new things. I'll see you later. Thank you again. If you are not already, I urge you join the Discord, and I will... But who is the third? Yes, actually, this is the last chance. Who is the 3rd Josie? This is your last chance. Who is the 3rd Josie? Come on. Who's the 3rd Josie? This is your last chance. There'll be no punishments. There's a complete amnesty. Who is the 3rd Josie? Who is the 3rd Josie? Which? I mean, it could always be this Josie here. Buzz Josie. Who did say they were here the whole time. But who is the 3rd Josie? Alright. I don't know then. We'll just never know. One of the many mysteries of Sean Morley's Normal Game. Alright. I will see you later. Be good, be well. Try and be nice. Live a kind of life in balance. Sometimes there's a harmony in the virtuous mean. Other than that, go for your life. In fact, go mad. Good night. Oh, yep. Let's just get stabbed in the throat. Like, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Oh yeah, we'll die. Now birds crashing out. Bird.exe's ain't. I think you can talk to the cat. If there's a alien in, they kill people. No one died. Oh, I can. Meow. Pick up the cat. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, wow. One of the best cat pickups I've ever seen. Pet the cat? Yes. I'm going to pick it up again. And professional life. So here's my full report of my personality.